It's a notorious problem. Empty skeletal structures dot the Gary, Indiana landscape, but now city officials say having an accurate count of abandoned buildings is exactly what they need to curb the problem. A problem Lakeshore Report has been following for more than a year. Now Gary officials say a new land parcel study released this week on more than 10,000 derelict and abandoned buildings will show them where to put federal dollars.
City of Gary, founded in 1906.
Jocelyn Hare is from Chicago, but she's got Gary, Indiana pride.
At its peak in 1960, Gary had 160,000 people, and the population's been declining since then to it's under 80,000 right now.
She spent nearly 2 years cruising Steel City streets.
And an address comes up. So it'll be the address of the house. What type of building is it?
Charting building Blight for a parcel survey as a fellow for the University of Chicago's Harris School of Public Policy.
If you have a town where you don't have very many economic opportunities, and you have tons and tons of abandoned buildings, and you have folks that maybe can't afford like a place or something, it makes sense that you're going to have squatters. So one, you're going to have people squatting in places. It was so decayed inside that there was a tree growing from a stack of books. And so that always stuck with me.
Abandonment, a byproduct of this Rust Belt city's better days. Because of volunteers like Hare, residents can now see how big the blight problem is on a website, garymaps.com. 12,000 crumbling structures dot the city, according to the survey. That's 1 in 5 buildings vacant and some 40% in disrepair.
People move out, homes get deteriorated. Essentially, as soon as a home gets empty, if it's not properly secured here, somebody's going to go through it and strip it. And so when things start looking bad, people don't want to invest in the neighborhood, people don't want to buy homes in the neighborhood, and it's really hard to turn around.
Perhaps the most startling statistic, officials say many dilapidated homes are inhabited.
It's of great concern to us, and that is the number of houses that are in really, really bad shape that are inhabited. And it just cuts to the core of the challenges that we have in our community around poverty. And what they're actually doing right now is forming a task force to look and check on those folks, given the weather conditions here.
Officials say the survey will help them better target their resources, including $6.6 million federal dollars awarded from the National Hardest Hit Fund. But the funds only go so far.
When you talk about this magnitude, you're talking about probably anywhere from $35 to $40 million. We have $6 million of that. And so there has to be a plan for repurposing.
Hare says there's progress. A pilot program set for this spring using hardest hit funds will deconstruct homes while rebuilding lives.
And the population we'd be working with are ex-offenders. So the reentry population, train them on how to take apart the houses. So theoretically, it's a self-funding model that would employ people and also get rid of blight.
Gary's development office says only about 2% of the blighted buildings belong to the city. They'll be among the first targeted for demolition. In all, the city is set to tear down about 400 properties this year.